Hello everyone, welcome to Pabbly. So in this video we are going to learn how to automate event catering orders on WhatsApp. So I run a catering service business and want to share menus, get the booking details and provide event details via WhatsApp automatically. So for that I am going to build a WhatsApp chatbot using Pabbly Chatflow. So firstly in this video we are going to create a WhatsApp chatbot using Pabbly Chatflow. Now if a user will send a message, an automatic reply will be sent to them. So if you also want to build this automation or this chatbot, then let me take you towards my screen. Welcome to my screen. So in this video we are going to learn how to automate event catering orders on WhatsApp. So right before you on my screen you can see this is the flow I have created for my chatbot, and this chatbot is going to reduce your manual workload because it can interact with your customers anytime, that is 24/7. So this is going to automate your all tasks, and not only this is also going to save the responses provided by your customers in the Google Sheets so that you can maintain a record. So you can also create a chatbot like this for your own business by just using Pabbly Chatflow. But before that I am going to show you the real working demo of this automation so that you can understand its working. So for that let's move on to my WhatsApp with me. So here you can see I have already opened my WhatsApp, and here I am going to send a message to the number which I have already connected to my Pabbly Chatflow account, and here this number is saved as my test number. So here I am going to enter a message that is show me the menu, and afterwards I am going to enter this message, and now I am getting a welcome message that is hi, welcome to Gourmet Caterers, what would you like to do? And here we are getting two buttons, that is view menu and book event. So now let's select our first button, that is view menu over here, and as I have selected this first button I am getting a message which consists of the list. So now let's open this list, and here you can see we are getting three categories of the menu. So here I am going to select the second category, that is main course. So now let's select it, and here you can see we are getting a message which consists of the list of the items included in this main course. Now let's select our first category, that is starters. So here as I have selected my first category, starters, I am getting a message which consists of the list of the starters items. So with this you can see our first button is working properly. Now let's enroll to our second button, that is book event. So here as I have selected my second button, book event, it is asking me to enter my full name. So here I am going to enter my full name as testing user, and as I have entered my name I am getting a message which is asking me to enter my event date. So here I am going to enter my event date as this, and the next we are getting a question which is asking me to enter my location. So here I am going to enter my location as Bhopal, and as I have entered this message I am getting another question asking for the number of guests. So here I am going to enter my number of guests also, and as I have entered the number of guests I am getting a thank you or the confirmation message which says your catering order is confirmed, we will contact you for any updates. So here you can see our chatbot is working properly. Not only this, now let's move on to my Google Sheet and check whether the data is saved over there or not. So now let's move on to my Google Sheet over here. So here you can see this is the Google Sheet I have created named as event catering, where we are getting four fields, that is full name, event date, location and number of guests, and here we are receiving the same data which we have recently entered over our WhatsApp. So here you can see our chatbot is working properly by saving the responses also. So you can also create an automation like this for your own business by just using Pabbly. So for accessing the Pabbly Chatflow for creating your WhatsApp chatbot, you just have to type its URL over the new tab, that is pabbly.com/chatflow, and once you will enter the URL you will be getting the landing page of Pabbly, and here you can see we are getting two options, that is sign in and sign up free. So if you are a new user you can simply click over this sign up free, but if you are an existing user you can simply click over this sign in, and if you sign up your account for free over the Pabbly Chatflow you get 100 free credits every month for practicing this chatbot. Now I am going to tell you about Pabbly community. So here you can see this is the page of Pabbly community where automation users, marketers and business owners gather to share their ideas, ask questions and get relevant update regarding using the Pabbly applications. So you can also join Pabbly community now and grow your business with us. And if you wish to join the Pabbly community you can find link in the description given below. Now let's move on to the Pabbly Chatflow again, and here I am going to simply click over the sign in as I already have an account on Pabbly Chatflow. And once you finish your sign up you will be getting this all Pabbly apps page, and here you can see these are the products provided by Pabbly. Pabbly. And as we are going to create a chatbot, firstly, we have to access this Pabbly Chatflow, and afterwards we are going to save our data to the Google Sheet. For that, we have to access Pabbly Connect. Now let's firstly create a chatbot. So now let's click over this Access Now button, and we will be landed to the dashboard page of Pabbly Chatflow, which can be seen here. So here in this dashboard page, you can see these are the numbers I have connected to my account. So you can also add your WhatsApp number by just clicking on this Add WhatsApp Number button. And here you can see we are getting two options, that is WhatsApp Connect and Manual Token Connect. So if you want to integrate your WhatsApp number, you can simply click over this WhatsApp Connect, and if you want to connect with token number, you can simply click over this Manual Token Connect. And if you want to learn about this process of adding WhatsApp number to the Pabbly Chatflow, you can find video link in the description given below. Now moving on to the sidebar, you can see these are the features provided by Pabbly, and as we are going to create a chatbot, we have to access flows for that, which can be seen on the sidebar. So now let's click over this flows, and once you will click over the flow, you will be getting this flow builder page, and here you can see we are getting these flows which I have created in my account. And if you want to create your own flow, you simply have to click over this Add Flow button, and we will be landed to the flow page where you can see we are getting the option for providing the flow name. So now let's provide a name to our flow here. So here I am providing it the name Automate Event Catering Orders on WhatsApp. So you can provide name according to you. Now further we are getting the option for trigger. So trigger is basically the work which is going to initiate our chatbot. So in this case, we are getting many trigger events such as keyword regex match, user start conversation, template selected, WhatsApp template delivered, and many more. So you can access any of these, but here I am going to keep it as the same, that is keyword regex match. Now you might be thinking, what is this keyword and regex? So keywords is basically the word which is going to initiate our chatbot. So now let's say I want to initiate my chatbot as soon as someone sends me a message consisting of this word food. So for that, you have to make this word as your keyword. So you just have to type this word and press the enter key, and here our one keyword is ready. But here I am going to use the regex, so I will be just removing it from here. And regex is basically the short form for the regular expressions. These are used for the specific user input, and if you want to trigger any message, you can enter regex like this. Now as we are done with our trigger, I am going to send a welcome message to my customers. So for that, you just have to drag and drop, and here I am going to select this text button. So let's select it, and here you can see we are getting this text button node where you have to enter the message which you want to send to your customers. So now let's enter our message over here. So here you can see I have entered this message, and I have entered this sentence, that is, hi, welcome to Gourmet Caterers, between these asterisk signs to make it bold. Now I am going to add some buttons to this message note. So for that, you simply have to click over this add button, and here you have to enter the text of your first button. So now let's create it. So here you can see I have created my first button. Now likewise, I am going to create my another button. So here I have created even my second button. Now as soon as someone will select my first button, that is view menu, I am going to provide them a list of the menus. So for that, you just have to drag and drop, and here I am going to select this list message, and here you can see we are getting this list node where you have to provide a header, body, and footer for the list. So now let's provide a body for our list here. So here I have entered a body for my list. Now I am going to add some items to this list. So for that, you simply have to click over this add section, and here I am going to provide my section title as menu, and afterwards we simply have to click over this add items for adding items to our list. So here the first item I am going to add is starters. So here I am going to enter the title of my first item. So here you can see I have entered the title of my first item. Now likewise, I am going to add some more items to this list. So here you can see I have added two more items to my list, that is main course and desserts. Now as soon as someone will select any of these items, I am going to provide them a list of the items in this particular class. So here I am going to provide the list of the starters items. So for that, you just have to drag and drop, and here I am going to select text button for entering the list of the starter items in a message note. So here you can see I have entered the list of the starter items in this text button message. So now I am going to connect the starter items with this message note, and afterwards I am going to do the same for all these list items, that is main course and desserts. So here you can see I have created the list of all these categories, that is starters, main course and desserts. So with this, we are done with our first button. Now let's enhance our second button, that is book event. So for that, I am going to ask some questions from my customers. So for that, you simply have to go to actions, and here you can see we are getting the option for ask last question. So just select it and you will be getting a question action where you can enter the question which you want to ask from your customer. So now let's firstly connect this book event button with this question node, and here I'm going to enter a question asking for the full name. So here you can see I have entered this question asking for the full name, and afterwards it is asking me to select the contact custom fields. So here you can see these are the contact custom fields I have created. So you can also create your own contact custom field. For that you simply have to go to settings, and here you can see we are getting the option for contact custom fields. So you just have to select it and create your own contact custom field, but before that you have to save your flow by just clicking on the save button so that your data doesn't get lost. And once you will click over the contact custom field, you will be landed to the contact custom field page, which can be seen here. So here you can see these are the contact custom field I have created. So you just have to click over this add more field button, and here you have to enter your field name, and afterwards we simply have to click over the save button and the contact custom field will be ready. And as I have already created the contact custom field, let's move on to the flow again. And here I am going to select my contact custom field as full name, and afterwards I am going to select my format as any, and likewise I am going to add some more questions. So here you can see I have entered another question asking for the event date, where I have selected the contact custom field as date and the format I have selected as date. And once you will select the format as date, it will ask you to enter the number. So here it is basically asking you to enter the number of attempt you want to provide to your customers or the clients. And the next I have entered a question asking for the event location, where I have selected the contact custom field as location. And the next one is the question where I am asking for the number of guests, where I have selected the contact custom field as guest and the format I have selected is any. So with this we are done with our questions. Now as soon as my user will provide the answers to all these questions, I am going to save this data over the Google Sheet. So for that you simply have to go to actions, and here we have to use this API request node so that we can build the connection between Pabbly Chatflow and Pabbly Connect, so that we can save our data over the Google Sheet. Now I am going to connect this question node with this API request action, and here it is asking me to paste the webhook URL. So for getting the webhook URL, we have to move to Pabbly Connect. Now if you remember, I have told you about all Pabbly apps page where we were getting the Pabbly Connect. So here we simply have to click over this access now on the Pabbly Connect app, and we will be landed to the dashboard page of Pabbly Connect, which can be seen here. And here I am going to create a workflow. So let's click over this create workflow button, and here I am going to select this workflow builder beta. So for that let's click over this select button, and here it is asking me to provide a name to my workflow. So here I am going to provide it the same name which I have provided to my chat flow, that is automate event catering orders on WhatsApp. And afterwards I am going to select my folder as Pabbly Chatflow. Now we simply have to click over this create button, and we will be landed to the workflow page where we are going to select our trigger app. So trigger is basically the action which is going to initiate our workflow. So in this case I want to initiate my workflow as soon as I receive a new message over the Pabbly Chatflow. So here I am going to select my trigger app as Pabbly Chatflow, and afterwards I am going to select my app event as new message received. Now we simply have to click over this connect button, and here you can see we are getting the webhook URL which we have to paste over the Pabbly Chatflow on the API request so that we can build the connection. So now let's copy this, and now let's move on to the Pabbly Chatflow again, and here I am going to select my method as post, as I want to post my data over the Google Sheet. And here I am going to paste the webhook URL which I have recently received from the Pabbly Connect, and on the parameters section it is asking me to enter the key. So here the first key I am going to create is full name, and afterwards I am going to select my contact custom field as full name, and afterwards I am going to add many more keys. So here you can see I have added all my keys, that is event date, event location and number of guests, and according to that I have selected the contact custom fields also. Now we simply have to click over this test button, and here you can see we are getting this pop-up which says API request successful. Now let's move on to the Pabbly Connect again, and here you can see we are successfully receiving the response, that is response A, with the same field which we have recently entered over the API request. So with this we are done with our trigger setup. Now we just have to set up our action app. So for that you simply have to click over this add new action step button, and here I am going to select my action app as Google Sheet. Now we simply have to select our app event as add new row, and afterwards you just have to click over this connect button and build the connection, but here I am going to keep it as the same, and for that I will be just clicking on the save button, and here our connection has been built. And here I am going to select my spreadsheet as event catering which I have recently created. So here you can see this is the Google Sheet I have created named as event catering, where I am going to save my data, and here I have selected it, and and afterwards I am going to map all these fields. Now you might be thinking, what is this mapping? So mapping is the real magic here. Mapping is basically inserting the data from the previous step, so you don't have to enter your values again and again. All these fields will be replaced as the new responses will be arrived. So here I am going to map my full name from the response which I have received from the Pabbly Chatflow. So here I have mapped it, and afterwards I am going to map my event date also, and here I am going to map my event location and the number of guests. So with this we are done with our all fields. Now we simply have to click over the save and send test request, and here you can see we are receiving a positive response, means we might have saved our data over the Google Sheet. Now let's move on to the Google Sheet again, and here you can see we are successfully receiving the contact custom field which we have recently added to the API request. Now with this we have done our connection. Now as soon as my user will provide me all these details, the data will be saved over here. Now let's move on to the Pabbly Chatflow again, and here we simply have to click over the save button for saving the responses, and here I am going to add the status fallback. So status fallback is the final message which we are going to send to our customers. So for that you just have to drag and drop, and here you have to select text button. So here you can see I have entered this thank you message for my customers, and with this we are done with our flow. So here you can see we have created this flow, and now we simply have to save this flow by just clicking on the save button, and here you can see we are getting this pop-up which says flow updated successfully, means we have successfully saved our flow. And now I am going to show you how we are receiving message from our customer and how we are sending them the automated replies. So for that you simply have to click over the inbox given on the sidebar, and as you will click over the inbox you will be landed to the inbox page, and here you can see these are the numbers I have connected to my account, and on this particular number you can see we are successfully receiving the message and we are successfully sending our automated replies. And here you can see it is following the path which we have created through our flow, means if a user sends us a message we are going to send them a welcome message, and if the user selects our first button, that is view menu, we are going to provide them a list. So with this we are done with the creation of our chatbot and its testing. So you can also create an automation like this for enhancing your own business. So what are you waiting for? So stay tuned to our YouTube channel for learning more about Pabbly and creating many more amazing automations like this. And if you want to practice this workflow, you can find its link in the description given below. So thank you for watching this video. So you can create many more chatbots like this by using Pabbly Chatflow. Now if you have any doubt, you can mail us at support@pabbly.com, and if you have any queries you can write it on forums.pabbly.com. But if you have any pricing related issue, then you can visit the URL given over here. So start using Pabbly Chatflow for free now.